the transition to farming and the revolution of symbols in the Balkans. From ornament to entoptic and external symbolic storage. Abstract. In desimplifying the logic of colonization and transition to farming, we discuss hunter-gatherers and farmers' symbolic structures in the Balkans and Carpathians. Particular attention is paid to the concepts of revolution of symbols, external symbolic storage and signs of all time. Our basic premises are that ceramic technology and the principles of fragmentation and accumulation were not the exclusive domains of farmers, and that the hunter-gatherers' symbolic structures and the process of transition to farming were not exclusive and competitive but rather correlative in maintaining control and power within society and over the frameworks of external interactions and exchange networks. Introduction. The prejudices toward hunter-gatherers in general, and Mesolithic peoples in particular, are well embedded in the context of the humanistic evaluation of the genesis of European civilization ever since historian Herodotus of Halicarnassus marked the agricultural frontier in his book The History as the boundary between the civilized and the barbarian worlds. The prejudices became broadly accepted in the typologically oriented perception of European prehistory as Gordon Childe put forward the concepts of an Oriental view and of the European Neolithic as a story of imitation and, at best, an adaptation of Middle Eastern achievements. It was suggested that changes in collective psychology, the revolution of symbols, must have preceded and engendered all the others in the process of transition to farming, and that the regions peripheral to the Levant did not become Neolithicist until the new ideology reached them. Stephen Mithun thinks, on contrary, that the rise of agriculture was a direct consequence of an integration of technical and natural history. Intelligence evolved with the emergence of cognitive fluidity and the origins of art, religion, and science in the Upper Paleolithic. There were domestications of plants and animals that can only be related to the initial Neolithic. In southeastern Europe, the transition to farming has been related to intrusive agricultural communities that created the Neolithic diaspora, in which farming communities dispersed across the regions. It was hypothesized that the migrating farmers brought in the new technologies, symbolic behaviors, and symbols. The appearance of pottery has been understood for decades as the exclusive marker of cultural discontinuity between late Mesolithic and early Neolithic cultures. Pottery decoration was chosen as the marker of indisputable typological similarities with the cultural traditions of Asia Minor on the one hand, and the marker of the early Neolithic ethnic groups on the other. In the scenario of endemic movement, earplugs, pins and stamp seals are hypothesized to have been well embedded in the baggage of the immigrants. They have been understood as signifiers of a marine version of the wave of advance model, and also used as markers of the Near Eastern Great Exodus and insular colonization of the Balkans. It was hypothesized also that social and symbolic domestication preceded the transition to agriculture in the northern Balkans. In desimplifying the logic of colonization and transition to farming in southeastern Europe, we pointed out elsewhere that elements of the Neolithic package are well embedded in hunter-gatherer social contexts, and that Neolithic symbolic structures in the Balkans do not mirror the paradigmatic ornamental and symbolic principles of Asia Minor.